Welcome to Buy, Hold, Sell. My name's Matthew Kidman, and today I'm joined by Charlie Aitken from Main Funds and Ben McGarry from Totus, and we're going to talk about the most shorted stocks in the Australian share market. A bit of a new phenomenon in Australia, shorted stocks and how they behave. Start with you, Ben. JB Hi-Fi. It's actually done really well recently. The shorts are not winning. Buy, hold or sell?
It's a hold, actually. It's best in class, really well-operated business. We think that they're going to face some headwinds as housing slows. The rise of offshore retailers like Amazon, etc., is going to be a headwind in places like Nebraska, where the Nebraska Furniture Mart uses electronics as a loss leader for the rest of their business. That's going to be a headwind for JB Hi-Fi, but I think it's a hold for us.
Okay, Charlie. Amazon, the monster's out there, just hasn't arrived here yet.
Yeah, I'm not really worried about Amazon for JB Hi-Fi. I worry about peak apartment in Australia and peak white goods. I think the purchase of the Good Guys through time will be one of the worst timed purchases in corporate history. And I think that the stock's not expensive right now on spot numbers, and the positioning's been very, very short. So it could go a little bit higher, but I'd be using that as a chance to sell it. I think it's a sell, and I think that anything that really provides white goods to the east coast of Australia, I'm not really particularly interested in.
All right, let's get to one of our staples, Domino's Pizzas. Huge multiple, didn't make its earnings, went up, shorters got hit again. Buy, hold or sell?
Well, that one's tricky for mine. I think at the moment it's probably a weak hold. I think it could probably squeeze higher, but I think the long-term thematics I am cautious on. I think the stock is expensive. I think the growth rate implied in the stock is too high through time, and I think the competition will increase as well from things like Uber Eats and everything that can deliver to your home. So, look, I think with all these big shorts, they can squeeze a bit higher, but I think it's giving you a chance to sell them. So I'm a seller of that in a little bit higher than here.
Big miss, big squeeze up. Really strange outcome from the result. Buy, hold or sell Domino's?
It's a sell for us, Domino's. Domino's actually isn't in the business of selling pizzas, it's in the business of selling franchises, and the franchisees are really struggling at the moment. You can see that in the loans, the support the company is having to give to those franchisees. The loans receivable from franchisees is increasing in the accounts. And they're actually not, they're finding it hard to find new franchisees to buy into Domino's here. So Don May's a very smart guy, excellent salesman. He's selling his shares, so are we.
Okay, let's go from pizzas to graphite in Mozambique. Natural step. Syrah Resources, buy, hold or sell?
It's a sell for us. They downgraded their expectations for break-even just last month. They're a little opaque in how they report their sales. They capitalise their sales into their capital costs, which means you can't break out the selling price or the volumes. We think that there's a good chance they'll need money again, so it's a sell for us.
Charlie?
Oh, look, Mozambique and graphite, not my strong suit, Matthew, so I'll take the fifth on that one.
Okay, all right, let's go to department stores. Myer, it's been going one way for a long time.
Well, I haven't been there for 10 years.
But the shorts, they've had their arms ripped off recently. It's rallied. Buy, hold or sell?
No, look, I'll be a sell on that too. I think the structural decline in department stores is an ongoing event. I think the generation younger than us won't visit a department store, and I think that the price, this is where Amazon really does come into it, I think. That, once people get used to Amazon and the 24-hour delivery, et cetera, I think that the department store model is, structurally in decline. So I'm not interested in that one. I think, again, look, it's come off a low base. It was heavily shorted. It was reasonably cheap at one stage. You find all these stocks that have structural challenges have these sort of death throw moments where you think they're not dead. Oh, they're not dead. But, I think in the long term, I can't see that being a long-term growth stock. I'm not interested.
Okay, are we witnessing a corporate death and then a funeral, or are the shorts going to continue to be squeezed? Buy, hold or sell?
I think it's a hold. It's too hard for me on the short side with 99.8 days short interest. I looked it up this morning. That is, people are onto it, the short, so it's a dangerous one. They have fixed the balance sheet. I think there's a good chance they'll lose money at the next result, but it's too hard on the short side, so I'll hold.
Okay, Harvey Norman, always the last one to report in the season. We haven't seen it yet. Buy, hold or sell?
Oh, Jerry hates shorters, so I'll say sell rather than short, but he's exposed to the housing slowdown. Their accounts are on the opaque side. The stock has rallied a little in the last few weeks on these not as bad as feared retail results, so for me it's a sell here.
Jerry does hate shorters and he's vocal about it. Charlie, buy, hold or sell?
That's all right, he's allowed to have an opinion. He's a successful man. He's ever going to have a view. Look, I'm sort of half-hearted on Harvey Norman. I think there is a value to the underlying property underneath it all, so it's not just an operating lease like some of these other retailers. So look, I personally think he faces the same challenges as JB Hi-Fi from Amazon and everyone in the East Coast slowdown. But look, I think there's reasonable valuation support here, so I'm sort of a weak hold on that one.
It's never easy being short, but you should see how hard it is being short in financial markets.